Okay, welcome back. Here we are, Lesson 2, Rounding and Estimation. I promise you by the end of this course you are going to be so strong in your foundation in pre-algebra. Rounding and estimation is something we do a lot in the real world. I mean, every time I go to the grocery store and I say, well, I really don't want to, spend over $100 today, I start rounding things off, The Doritos are really close to $3 and the coffee's really close to $6 and you start rounding. So when we're figuring out our monthly bills and doing cost estimation, we utilize our rounding skills. I have to be honest with you, a lot of students here at Harrisburg Area Community College, they told me that they feel that they goofed up on the placement exam because of something as simple as rounding. If it says round to the nearest tenth or hundredth, they feel like they did it wrong, or the nearest thousand. Okay, so let's make sure you're solid with that. Let's make sure we're all good at this. Estimation is also a useful skill when you are checking a solution to a problem and you want to see whether your answer is reasonable or not. And that's something we talk about a lot. A lot of people punch things into the calculator and say, yeah, the calculator says that's right, but you should have a number sense of whether that's right or not. Okay, let's talk about the recipe for rounding, if you will. Step 1, locate the digit to the right of the given place value. If the digit is 5 or greater, we're going to add 1 to the digit in the given place value and replace each digit to its right by 0. If the digit is less than 5, replace it and each digit to its right by 0. Okay, let's see what we mean by this. When you first read this sort of recipe, you might not be quite sure, so that's why we're going to go into some guided examples. Let's practice rounding. This is 17,298. Let's practice rounding to the nearest thousand. And this is what I was talking about on the last video. It's all about that place value chart, right? We can't do this unless we have the place value chart memorized, and I'm going to go in faith that you do. So ones, tens, hundreds, thousand. We're on the lookout for thousand. Okay, thousand. So here's the catch. I'll do this in another color. Here's the thousand spot, the 7, right? So I'm going to write it bigger here. 1, 7, 2, 9, 8. 7 is in the thousand spot. The recipe, if you will, says look to the right of the given number. That number is less than 5. So we're going to round down. So it says if the digit is less than 5, if this digit is less than 5, replace it and every digit to its right by 0. So that means 17,000. But if you think about it logically, I mean, think about this as money. 17,298. Here's the thing you got to ask yourself. Is this number closer to $17,000? Or is it closer to $18,000? And that might give you, clearly, if I had 17,298, I'm closer to 17 grand than I am to 18 grand, right? So that's why. I mean, if you take a real world sense to that, that number is closer to 17,000 than it is to 18,000. So again, we look the number next to it. I'm going to even note to self here is less than 5. So I'm going to round down. Another way of saying that is round down. All right. We're going to keep practicing. Here's another example. Now I have the solution to this one over here, but I want you to see it done in real time. Okay, round 265 to the nearest 10. Well, that is a 1 spot. That's the 1 spot. And that's the 10 spot, so 265 to the nearest 10. So I always say, who's in the 10 spot, the number 6, look next to it. If that number's a 5 or higher, which it is, you're going to round up. Meaning what? I mean, this number is going to go up by 1. So you're going to have 2, and then replace the digit next to it with a 0 as the recipe said, so 270. But again, just think about it logically. Is 265 You know, is it closer to 260 or is it closer to 270? And some people say, well, it's halfway between. Right, so the cutoff is, you know, that 5, you're always going to round up. So we're going to round that up to 270. It's like a lot of people saying when they're 25, they say, uh-oh, my age rounds up to 30. So 5 or higher, we round up. And you see I have the answer snipped in over here. Okay, here's another one that I want to try together. It says to estimate the sum, keyword sum. We're going to find out shortly that sum is a keyword for addition, but by rounding each number to the nearest hundred. Now remember, the hundred spot is right here. So this is going to get rounded. Hopefully you're getting comfortable. You can hit pause if you want. That's going to get rounded to 1200. If you look here and you look the number next to it, 8 is high, right? It's higher than 5. So I'm going to round up. That's going to get rounded to 1200 as well. And here, if the number next to the 2 is low, lower than 5, so that's also going to get rounded to 1200. So 2, 4, 6. So approximately 3,600. I always pretend that was money. So your estimate would be that you're spending 3,600 bucks. And then it says compare the estimate to the true answer. So let's hit pause and actually add those numbers up. And actually, I'll do that with you in real time. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus another 3 is 11. I put the 1, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 8 is 10, plus another 2 is 12. I put the 2, I carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be a 6. And then 1, 1, 1, that's 3. Well, hey, look, 3621 is very close to what? To the estimate, right? So that kind of gives, that's what I mean by a ballpark estimate. The true sum is 3621. The estimate was 3,600. They're very close. All right, hope that helps. Let's see what's on the next slide. And you can see I have the answer, but I always want, to see that done in real time. So a furniture store advertises 3 sofas on sale at $5.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Round each cost to the nearest hundred to estimate the total cost. Well, the hundreds digit is here. I'm just going to map it out here and here. So this is awfully close to 600. This is awfully close to 1,000. Because if the 9, if you look next to it, there's another 9, you got to go up 1. So if you go up 1, you're at 10. That's why we're arriving at 1,000. And $12.99. Well, if you look at the 2 is in the 100 spot, you look next to it, so you're gonna have to round up. So 1,300. Okay, so we add all those up, and voila, we get 2,900 estimated. Okay. Hope that helps. And wow, you survived. So that takes care of our rounding and estimation. Now in the future, I'll be adding extra examples to the iTunes course. This is just our guided notes. So that takes care of our guided notes on rounding and estimation. Catch you on lesson 3.